Hi everyone, welcome back. This is week 47 of my social isolation and get ready with me's, and I have an exciting palette to use today. It is brand new to me, well, pretty much brand new to the world at this point. It is the Kaleidos Club Nebula palette. And I've never tried Kaleidos before, so I'm very excited. They're a new to me indie brand anyway. And what's exciting about this palette is that it was done in collaboration with Angelica Nyqvist, who is a Swedish vlogger. I don't know why I just said vlogger. She vlogs a little bit, but she does mostly makeup videos. She is an incredibly creative person, and the colors that she came up with for this palette are nothing short of stunning. I watched her intro video on it and I was just like, holy smokes, I need to get that. So that's what we're going to be playing with today. And I think I'm going to be using this one for 2 weeks actually, because there's two different types of looks that I want to do. And I can't really work them into one look really, because I want to do some more of a cooler tone look today. And then I think I want to do like more of a deeper sort of like orange red-esque one next week. For those curious, the first iteration of this did sell out. I believe that they were going to be restocking it sometime in February, and Angelica also mentioned there was going to be potentially a restock in the spring as well. So keep that in mind if you're interested in picking up this palette. Actually, before we get started, let me give you a closer up look at this palette. One of the things that's so appealing to me about this is the fact that for every pale shade, there's a corresponding deep matte shade, like in the same color family, which is so beneficial when you're doing an eye look. I really hate when brands just give you like a pale version of a color and then like a black matte. I'm like, how am I going to get like a very pale green to match with a black matte? Like it just, I don't understand why companies do this. So I was super impressed when I saw that she had all these colors, but corresponding deep matte shades. That made me very happy. So week 47, eh? It's almost unbelievable that we've reached this far. And the closer we get to the 1 year mark, I'm just like, how is this possible? Jeez. One of the most exciting news that I have though, for my job anyway, is the fact that we have not only gotten the go-ahead to hire somebody new for my team, I say my team, but I'm not the boss of our team. So to give a little bit of backstory about the team that I'm on at work, we're supposed to be 4 people, and we support over 300 people nationally. I'm part of a marketing team. And when there's only 2 of us working, that's a lot of people to support on such a, national scale. And we're supposed to be 4 people. We've been 2 for about 5 months, but even before that, we were down to only 3 people for like, I want to say a year and a half, 2 years. So we have been super short-staffed, and it's just been really friggin' stressful. There's no other way to put it. It's just been super stressful. So we finally got the go-ahead to hire a 3rd person because the other person had gone or left for another job, which is entirely their prerogative. They wanted something different. But they just weren't hiring anybody new because of COVID, hiring freezes, blah, blah, blah. And it was just like, oh my God, we really need this person. Anyway, not only did we finally get the approval to hire somebody after like 5 or 6 months of being short-staffed in that respect, but they're actually starting like in a week. I am so excited. I never loved training new people, but in this respect, I cannot wait because it's going to alleviate so much of the problems that we've been having. Okay, I should probably actually get started on the makeup here. So I'm gonna start with Gravity up here, which is a beautiful bright matte chartreuse color. And I'm gonna put that through my crease. And this is going to be my transition shade. My goal with this look is to do green on top and then purple on the bottom, which I'm hoping doesn't end up looking like I'm Barney. Is that cartoon? Or not, it wasn't a cartoon, it was live action, but like that guy was a mascot basically, kids show. I don't know if that's still around. Barney wasn't ever really my era either. I think back to shows that I watched in the 80s. I wonder if this is going to trigger for anybody, like memories. Fraggle Rock. I loved Rainbow Bright. Loved Rainbow Bright. And it's so bizarre that Rainbow Bright is based off of a card that Hallmark came out with. Like it was just, I think Strawberry Shortcake's the same way too. It was just like a character they created for some of their cards, and then they eventually turned it into like a cartoon series. Yeah, Strawberry Shortcake, She-Ra, of course Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Those were a lot of the shows that I watched back in the 80s? I mean, it must have been the 80s. I don't know if it was like 80s or early 90s. I'm born in 83 for anybody who's curious. Okay, that green is splendid. That went on so pigmented, no issues. There's a bit of kick up in the pan, but I don't really care. That makes it more pigmented usually. Okay, for the lid, I'm going to take Firefly. Actually, that's another cool thing with this palette is there's all kinds of like sci-fi names, which I don't know how they got away with using some of these, but anyway, like this one here is called Naru, which is from World of Warcraft. And then we've got like Queen of Blades up here, which is from StarCraft. And then there's like, what else is there in here? I mean, You're My Only Hope is from Star Wars. And a whole bunch of other names in here are just like totally sci-fi based, which I find really enjoyable. Okay, anyway, I'm gonna be taking Firefly here. And I'm gonna start off using it dry, but it's quite flaky, so I might end up wanting to, oh. That is so pretty. I don't think I need to use it wet. Considering how flaky it was, I thought it wasn't going to apply very well, but it's not even as pretty on camera because the lights are washing it out. It's super annoying. Holy smokes, that is stunning. Well, I'm in awe already. This is phenomenal. Okay, with the lid color down for the outer corner, I'm going to take Queen of Blades up here on a fluffy brush. This is a dark matte green. And just pop that in the outer corner and then drag it through my crease. Okay, that matte's great, but there's a lot of more blue in it than I was expecting. Like, it is green, but there's a blue tinge to it, so I kind of want to put a color in between the lid color and the outer corner color, and I'm praying this is gonna work. So I'm gonna take Astro right here, and I'm just going to put a little bit between the two shades, and I hope it kind of ties them together a little bit better. Yeah, that's working. This is always one of those moments where you're like, I think I'm going to make a decision that's going to work, but it also could go horribly awry. Yeah, that's nice. Okay, just to finish up the upper part of my eyes, I am going to give it a wing with my Physicians Formula Eye Booster in Ultra Black. All right, let's do the face before I finish up with the eyes. I'm using my Bourjois Healthy Mix Serum Foundation in the shade that I never remember, 51 Light Vanilla. I'm so pleased with how this eye looks though. Oh, these are some good shades in this palette. It's also nice to try Kaleidos for the first time. I don't get around to trying a lot of indie brands. I don't really know why. I feel like I stick to the mainstream brands just because, I guess probably because it's easier. Like, you don't have to usually deal with a lot of shipping costs because Sephora is always free, inevitably. Or customs fees, although I had no customs on this. It's shipped from China, which I believe is where they manufacture it. And there was no customs fees on it, which was good because the palette was kind of expensive with conversion and shipping. I guess around the $70 mark, but I can't quite remember for sure. Whenever you don't get charged customs in Canada, it always feels like you just got out of jail for free or something, because some of the customs fees can be absolutely batty. Like, just for the privilege of them opening your package, they charge you $12 just to assess it. So even if they only end up charging you, like, let's say $4 in taxes, yeah, it's still like closer to 20 just because they open the package. It's really frustrating. I don't mind paying taxes. In fact, I would always much prefer to pay taxes on the website where I'm purchasing the item, because then I know what the total cost is going to be. Like, if I bought the item here, I'd pay taxes on it, but getting dealt with customs at the border is always going to be way more than if I had just paid taxes outright. So I find that really frustrating. I love the brands that include like the customs fees in their order, because then I know exactly what I'm going to be paying and I'm not going to have any surprises when it shows up. Okay, for bronzer, keeping it simple with my butter bronzer because I desperately just want to finish this sucker up. When I was editing the footage of my video last week, when I was using the Milk bronzing stick, I noticed that I had like this streak right here and I was like, whoa, that's not attractive. I swear that bronzer works better on me when I don't wear foundation. It just seems to melt into my skin naturally so much better. And yet whenever I try to combine it with like a foundation that I'm wearing, I feel like it just doesn't look right. Maybe the tone is too dark, or maybe it's just not the right color for my skin, and I want to make it work because so many people love it, but I can't seem to do it with foundation. If it's just my natural skin, it seems to work out just fine. Foundation really makes it go wonky or something. Okay, for blush, I'm reaching for something that I always do when I do kind of cool toned looks because I don't really have that many cool toned blushes, frankly. They're mostly like corals or reds, really. But the one I'm using today is by Glossy. No, that's not right. This is by Kryolan, a 4 Glossy box. It's the Glossy Rosewood color. And I'm pretty sure this came in like a box and was never actually readily available, but I got it in like a blogger swap several years ago, and it's been one of my most used blushes. Desperately trying to find a clean brush here. Okay, that's good. It's just an easy one to wear. It imparts a little bit of color, more if you want to build it up, but it just seems to match cool toned looks when I don't really know what to do. I was initially going to reach for my purple Urban Decay blush, and then I was like, that's going to be way too much color on my cheeks based on what's going to be on my eyes. And then for highlighter, I'm using this one by Makeup Revolution. This is the Strobe highlighter in the shade Northern Lights, and it's got a bit of a green tinge to it, which doesn't really show up on camera that much, but I wanted this to go with the eyes. Ah, there, you can see the green. I much prefer wearing colorful highlighter in the winter when I'm paler because I just feel like it looks better. When I'm more tanned, usually in the summer, not this past summer because I wasn't playing any soccer, I just feel like it doesn't look as right on me because the color comes across a little bit strange on my tan skin. But in the winter, colorful highlighters are some of my favorite things to wear. Okay, face done. Let's zoom you back in and finish up the eyes. Okay, so like I said before, I want to do purple on the lower lash line. So I'm going to start with You're My Only Hope on a pencil brush. And I'm going to put that on the inner third of my eye, I believe. This is coming across a little bit more as a topper shade. There's a hint of lilac to it, but it's not really like super base pigmented, if that makes any sense. And then for the middle of the lid, I'm going to take Rock Hopper here, same brush. Just layer that beside it. And then for the very outer corner, I'm going to be taking Cylon again on the same pencil brush. Ooh, that's dark. Okay. You do not need much pigment on your brush with that one. Woo! Okay, so I kind of want that lower lash line to be a little bit more seamless because right now that line's looking a little bit harsh there. So I'm going to take Naru on a fluffy brush and just sort of blend out that lower lash line. I'm hoping really softly. Oh yeah, perfect, perfect. I'm getting a bit of fallout though. I probably should have put my usual trick of putting my Kleenex up. I don't know why I didn't think to do that this time. Okay, and then for the inner corner of the eye, I'm going to take Nova, which is kind of freaking me out in terms of colors. I thought this was like a translucent blue, but when you look at it in different angles, it actually goes purple pink. So I don't really know what to make of it. Can I actually show you that? Not really. I was hoping the mirror was going to do something for you, but doesn't seem to be. Okay, so I'm going to take that and put that on the inner corner and hope it kind of ties the upper and the lower together. Oh, now it's looking blue to me. Huh. I really don't know what this color is because now it just looks blue on camera. But when I look in the pan, now it looks purple. Because it looks so blue, I'm not loving it. I'm going to go back in with Firefly. Ooh, can't see that. Firefly, and just put that on top. And then for my waterline, I'm going to go back in with the same pencil I used last week. I think it just works out. This is the Makeup Forever Aqua XL eyeliner in the shade M92. Okay, so I'll finish up the eyes by applying some mascara. I'm using my Bite Upswing mascara. Then I'm using some what looks like gargantuan lashes by Tarte. I thought these were going to be smaller when I ordered them. They're the go-to lashes. And then I'll do my brows and I'll be right back and we'll finish up with the lips. Okay, that's all done. It's so funny. These lashes feel much larger than what I'm used to, but on camera they don't look as massive as they feel. This right here keeps tickling my eyebrow. Ooh. Okay, anyway, for lips, I'm pulling out one that I have used continuously for cool tone looks. I just don't think I've mentioned it recently on camera. It's the Kat Von D Everlasting Liquid Lipstick in the shade Lovesick. It's just one of those easy to wear shades when I've got like not blues, like purples and greens on my eyes. And looking at it now, I probably could have gone with a deeper purple that matches more of this up here, but we're just gonna leave it. So that is my first play around with the Kaleidos Club Nebula palette. Like I said, I think I'll be doing another look next week, but this was really nice to play around with. The colors are stunning, frankly. Like the mattes blend so nicely. I love how many darker, colorful mattes there are in here. And the shimmers, like, took my breath away. I'm really pleased with how this look came out. I can't wait to play with like these kind of like orangey red tones next week. This is a winner in my book, and I might have to try more by Kaleidos now because I'm really enjoying how this palette played out. Okay, that's gonna be it for week 47. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you're staying happy, safe, and healthy, and I will see you next time. Bye.